It had grown to a point where it was very, very large, and the owners started to feel like other people need to see this stuff, where we're not sharing our history. This is a great part of American history.
Davidson is CEO and curator of the Songbirds Guitar Collection, home to more than 300 classic American acoustic and electric instruments, most built between 1920 and 1970, a 50-year period of celebrated guitar creation.
You had a golden age of flat top building through and mandolin building and bluegrass instrument building. You started there, and then it worked all the way up to the Martin's heyday of building these pre-war instruments, which are just so coveted now. The Martin D45 and the Herringbone D28, some of the most coveted acoustic flat top guitars. When you go from there to the invention of the solid body electric guitar and Leo Fender coming into the picture, and creating an instrument that took the guitarist from the back of an orchestra, plugged him into an amplifier, okay, put him in front of a microphone, and you created the rock star.
You don't have to play a guitar to have a good time here. These instruments bring back musical memories that reflect special times of our lives. Plus, they're all the result of truly time-honored craftsmanship.
Well, these guitars were made in a time when people cared about their jobs, they went to work, they were craftsmen, they cared about detail, and the quality and the workmanship shines through every instrument. All you have to do is strum it once, and it comes right to you, you get it.
Of course, you can't get the really rare guitars out and play them, but you can hear them thanks to this little gadget. In fact, how about a 61 Gibson Les Paul SG Custom? Coming right up. Les Paul's name is synonymous with Gibson electric guitars. This Sunburst Les Paul model, made from 1958 through 1960, is considered the holy grail of Gibson electrics.
They fell out of popularity quickly because they were heavy, okay, and because Les Paul's rise to the top had kind of pinnacled by 1960, and there was somewhat of a decline in that style of music as rock and roll was really taking hold. And then in 1964, here's Keith Richards going on the Ed Sullivan Show playing a Sunburst Les Paul, and before you know it, every major guitar player needed to have one.
The fabled Fender Stratocaster shares a similar story. A great electric solid body saved from extinction by an artist by the name of Jimi Hendrix.
Actually, 1967 is the second lowest production year for a Fender Stratocaster since their inception in 1954. They were literally getting ready to cancel it, but when Hendrix came over from England to the United States, the Stratocaster caught fire. And then it became their most popular selling guitar for decades to come.
This main exhibit room also features an almost complete collection of Fender custom color models, including a few prototypes. The next room you enter, along with a tour guide, is the ever-changing green room. And this particular display is called the World of Color.
This is probably the largest collection of custom colors available. It pretty much highlights all the colors that were available. Before 1960, all the custom colors were only available if you knew someone or if you maybe were a Fender endorsee, but starting in 1960, they offered 14 standard colors. And then beyond that, we have the Vault, and the Vault is incredible. It's roughly 75 guitars, it's always changing, but roughly 75 guitars that have unbelievable stories, that have traveled with these guitars. Some belong to famous people, some didn't. Some just had great stories of where they came from, bought from original owners.
Matthew is showing visitors a 1969 solid Rosewood Fender Stratocaster, one of only two ever made.
Of the two Stratocasters, and we don't know which one specifically because they didn't specify by serial number, but one of the two Strats was meant to be presented to Jimi Hendrix.
The Songbirds collection is ever-changing and draws from a master compilation of more than 1,700 instruments, each one a work of superior craftsmanship, each one a source of special stories, and for the visitor, a source of precious personal memories.
This entire place is fueled by nostalgia, and nostalgia, we know, is the strongest human emotion. And these are the types of memories we're trying to evoke in people, okay? And it brings up conversation. It brings up a conversation of a more simpler time in our country.